They brought old school Tuesday prices back.
Actual $2?
$5.
For a guy who's so literal, how dare you? Interested in doing comedy, but worried about my digital footprint. Do you still feel like you're doing comedy?
What?
To me, I don't feel like there's a separation anymore. I don't go up there and I'm like, I'm doing a set.
One, the job wasn't as fulfilling as I thought it would be.
Job? Making money? Throw that out the window for years. I speak to comedians now that are coming up and tell them things I wish I had heard because damn, bro, it takes nothing for somebody who has been doing it longer than you to approach you, especially if they see something in you. Ooh, fire.
How do I get this message out?
Comedy Interstellar, bro, or something. Interstellar comedy. Type that down. That's the episode title. This whole building your audience thing is so fake because there's algorithms at play. It's time!
Hey, it's Hen Dog!
Black Zeus the Podcast Season 6, featuring Black Zeus and Dante, aka Black Zeus on YouTube, Patreon, and Instagram. Alright, I'm done.
Share, what up? We are one pope down, one more to go to the end of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Black Zeus the Podcast. Yee! Another appearance by Fivehead, Nick, DJ Fivehead. It's in the game. What's going on, beautiful people? It's Black Zeus the Podcast, Season 6, Episode 16. My nigga. I remembered. I'm in a good mood. I got my first real workout in forever. My body's like, nigga, what happened to you? And now I got all this energy. I'm like regular high, but I got more energy than normal. Back to working out. I'm going to be obnoxious. I'm going to tell you guys to get your fitness game up. I'm not. Unsubscribe. Yeah, we'll talk comedy. We do the damn thing. You know what it is. If you're new to this thing, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, beautiful people. You know what this is. Black Zeus the Podcast is the companion piece to mine and Dante's comedy careers, where week to week we come here into the studio and break down what we've been up to in the world of comedy and life, talk about some interesting comedy stories, talk about fights or whatever, and then we bounce. Go check out latest episode of Black Zeus, the show, on the channel, where this is the week-to-week companion piece to our comedy careers. Black Zeus the show is the actual visual companion piece. It's like the show. That's it. That's like the TV show, and this is the podcast. You get it? So if you're interested in seeing what it's like to be a comedian on the come up, then go check out the show on the channel right now. And go check out some live comedy wherever you are, because the next best comedian is in your neighborhood right now, and they need your support. This ain't all about me, nigga, but if you're in the area, come support me too. I'll be places. Go check out my social media, aka Black Zeus. I post all my stuff there. I'm an artist. What can I say? The promotion side is not in my heart. It's not in. I'm more musical, by the way. I feel like I have to explain right now. La di 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 da. You're like, don't. This nigga's never about spoiling surprises. Always shit. If you ever wonder why I have quick cuts or edits, or sometimes I just stop dead in my tracks, it's because I got the wizard, the number one producer in the game, in the corner telling me, don't spill the beans, my nigga, don't spill the beans. I guess surprises are nice. And in a world where there's less and less surprises, why not save some? This isn't a surprise, though. Got the number one producer in the game right here in the studio with me, ladies and gentlemen. Why has this turned into a game show? Let's reel the energy back a little bit. Yes, you worked out, Zeus. Congratulations. This is me looking at myself while I edit. Douche. What are you, Tony? Yeah. Congratulations. Oh, fantastic. What another great workout. You did it again, Zeus. You worked out once in 18 months. Congratulations. Number one producer in the game. So good. What do we got? He's the band to my red. That was borderline gay, but that was just lame mostly. He's a dude. He's a producer. He's got dreads, melanin. from the island of Dominica. Crypto King lost it all. Story's been told on the podcast before. Fan of Godzilla. Bought Black Myth Wukong, played it for 5 minutes. Let's see. 20 hours, but 3 bosses. It's not much. This is just a complete teardown of Dante's in the studio.
Boop, 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 boop. Lottie-dottie, we like to party. We don't cause trouble. We don't
Bother nobody.
Hey.
Hey, how you living, my nigga?
Blessed and highly favored.
Okay, it's good energy in the studio today. It's good when I'm not too high and I'm not too sober. But it's also, I'm just warning you, I'm obnoxious when I have more energy. Maybe that's why I just stopped working out, because I'm like, this is too much. How you living?
Blessed and highly favored.
Yo, is Jam's podcast out already?
Tuesday.
Yes, so it'll be out. Go check out my appearance on Jam Easy, Toronto comedians podcast called Uncut Jams. You sons of bitches. Had a really fun time. One of my funniest and best friends in this game. I love Jam Easy. James Cummins. Pause. I gotta stop working out. I'm never working out again. It's over. Why do I need muscles? I'm just gonna be like this all the time. How do
You worked out today?
How do you pick up women like that? Yeah, I did. And like, you can't tell. It's just I'm like bouncing off the wall. It's not the powder. I don't do that. I might have to blow my nose later, but it's not that. That's everybody thinks it's that. This guy did more today. Yeah, how you been living? What's new?
What is new?
Yeah, you definitely. Dante's like the friggin' fade down.
Just doing sets, getting the reps in.
Okay, aside from comedy, give me a quick recap, because we always get right into comedy. I feel like I don't know what's going on in your life anymore, dog.
It's
What
just
you been-
comedy.
Okay, first of all, I like hearing that. Solid game plan. I mean, not for your bank account, but for life. Just good. One day it'll get there.
Yeah.
You haven't been watching anything? I know you make time for nerdy shit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I saw Sinners.
Damn, I need to see that. I didn't know it was I don't know if it's a spoiler to say what type of movie it is. Because I didn't know
What
that.
genre?
Yeah.
No, that's not a spoiler.
Well, that a specific type of character is in it, like, a creature.
Oh, vampires?
Okay, so it's known that it's a vampire movie, because I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was sick.
All my friends say it was good. I'm like, damn, I want to see a movie in the theater now.
Go see it.
I'm going to have to. Not alone, no. Somebody
No,
come.
no, honestly, I've been enjoying going to the movies by myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you went alone?
Yeah.
Loser! No, I'm this is why nobody goes to the movies with me. I couldn't tell you the last time I did that, but there was an era where I did that a lot. It is an enjoyable experience.
It's just nice and chill.
And you don't have to worry about like other people,
Yeah, like because I could just sit there and watch
zone out.
yeah, and just fully lock into the movie.
There's probably a couple of my friends that will watch this and be like, this is a flat out lie. But for the most part, I'm the same way. When I'm around certain people, I talk.
Yeah.
Like I just talk more.
Same.
But and usually it'll be like a setting where like the movie's not the forefront. Like if me and my friend are watching something off the phone, like that's not a serious viewing experience in my mind. So I think I'm just more inclined to be like, oh, this is bullshit. Whereas if it was on a bigger screen, I like to lock in.
Yeah.
And shut the
front door.
Yes. I know we're both black males, but not all stereotypes are true. This episode sucks and it's sus.
This episode sus.
This episode is sus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the damn thing.
Oh, you didn't want to talk about Sinners, or do you want to watch it first?
Yeah, I want to, because I'm actually gonna watch that one. I know I don't want to do spoilers on the podcast though. You can tell me about it afterwards. You just said it was worth watching, yes?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and watch it again.
All right, I'll go with you.
When are you free?
What?
I was gonna go see it on Tuesday, but now I'm booked for a show.
I like that you were upset about it. Nigga, that's a good problem to have.
I know, but
The movie that you already seen.
They brought old school Tuesday prices back for
Actual $2?
$5. It's inflation.
Don't tell me it's actual classic prices.
Okay,
then.
pay $20 then.
No, I'm just saying the way you say it for a guy who's so literal.
Yeah.
How dare you?
said-
How dare you?
I said classic.
Toonie Tuesday.
Yeah,
It's
but,
not $5 Tuesday. By the way, if you're an American listening to this, Toonies are $2 coins in
but
Canada.
inflation. So technically, is a toonie back
But
then.
you
is
said
worth
they
$5.
brought the classic back.
Okay, what I should have said.
This is the dumbest argument. You win.
They brought back cheaper prices for the next 2 Tuesdays.
I like that you started. Shout out to Jared Nathan. I love you, Doc. We were just talking today. Okay. Let's get into comedy recaps, ladies and gentlemen. A hard reset here on the podcast. Week to week, Dante and myself do exactly that. We recap our week in comedy. We talk about the shows we've been in and the things that we've been up to in the world of comedy, so on and so on. Would you like to go first, sir?
Sure.
You can say no.
I mean, I've been going first the last couple of times.
All right. Well, I'll start with I did Jam Easy's podcast with you on Thursday and then ended up
Wednesday.
I swear I'm not on that stuff, yo. I swear. You know, it doesn't matter if you believe me or not. I know the truth, but like I know some people like, why did he talk with his hands so much and his eyes always bulging and shit? So Wednesday,
Yes.
we went and did Canvas Art Bar, which isn't always. I was pleasantly surprised.
Same.
So okay, yeah, I showed up on a good night.
You did.
If you're in the Mississauga area, go check out Canvas Art Bar on Wednesdays. What's the show called?
It's just an open mic Canvas Art Bar.
It's just open mic at Canvas Art Bar, ran by Jam Easy, James Cummins. Pause. Yeah. How many people normally show up? Audience. Yeah.
0 to 5, 0 to 10.
And from what I remember, it used to be in the far back, no? Where all like the canvases
I never
are.
went to it when it was over there.
It was though, right?
I don't know.
That's how long ago
Yeah.
it's been. I had a great time. As soon as I heard those 3 ladies were Portuguese, I'm like, I got this show in the bag. Because I grew up in Hamilton.
There are a lot of Portuguese.
It's a Portuguese town.
I'm starting to realize that now.
So it's a very Portuguese. We have very good landscaping, bad roads. They don't hire the Portuguese to do the roads, just the lawns.
That's so funny.
There are Mexico. Hey, my friends are Portuguese. I have black friends. I can say what I'm saying. Anyways, but yeah, did you like this? I always go to this because I grew up around so many Portuguese people. Preto is like a derogatory for black in their culture. So anytime I know there's a Portuguese in the crowd, I always get them immediately with like, I'm actually Black Zeus in your community. And they're like, And the one lady, I'm like, you 3 are Portuguese? And the one lady lied to me.
Yeah,
She's like, no, I'm not Portuguese. I'm like, oh, okay, because I'm Black Zeus. And they all started, I'm like, fun energy. And it was just I mostly just did crowd work.
Yeah.
I weaved in a couple jokes.
I find in that particular space, I think it's better to do your crowd work there than your bits.
If there is audience.
Yes.
Yeah. Because what happens when there's 0 people? What do you do?
I just do my bits.
For other comics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm just practicing them.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah.
But why do you well then the few times that they do have audience, wouldn't you want to practice your jokes on the audience?
I still do, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying from what I've noticed, you get the biggest pops in that room
Yeah.
when you're doing crowd work.
Okay. I see.
That's just what I've noticed.
The way that room is set up It's a tough, especially if they're using the front of the house.
Mhm.
Like at least before it was in the little art area in the
back,
back, and it's
yeah.
like a little box
Yeah.
space. So everyone's just kind of there.
Mhm.
But here it's like everyone's just
all
along the wall, and it's tough.
Yeah.
But it's a good like you're hitting your reps.
Yeah.
And I felt good about it. I'm like, there were highs, there were lows, but it's exactly what it.
Yeah.
Like I worked.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like.
It's a weight room, that one.
Correct.
Right. So, and that's why I also want to do crowd work there. Like I want to practice doing crowd work in that space.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like your dedicated crowd work room.
I wouldn't say dedicated, but like I said, it's a good room to do crowd work in. Because they're like right there.
Yeah.
And they're all along the wall.
What else? I went to Free Times Cafe. That was a great show. Damn. Bong Young Kim and Konse. Like as Tony would like to Konse. Bro, I have never met two more racist Asians. Like all their humor is just like so racially charged. I'm not saying this is like a negative thing.
Yeah,
they
Bong Young has that joke. Oh, niggity.
Oh, bro, they take it, and they use their Asian charm. They got the accents. Konse especially.
Yeah,
but maybe Bong Young more. Maybe Bong Young more because he's just like so over the top. Konse kind of hits you like with the low energy racism. but both of them together, I was like, bro, this is how racist they are. Okay? And it goes across the board. It wasn't even just for black people.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are just, if you're not Asian, bro, they don't know you. The poster of the show. Mm-hmm. I haven't done this in forever, but I tagged everybody when I posted the poster to promote the show. I tagged, okay, so Tamara was on the poster was Tim Blair, Max Ross was on the poster, and there was a couple other people. Mm-hmm. Max Ross wasn't on the show. It was another white guy that looks identical almost to him. Not even really, just close enough.
Okay.
Tim Blair was not on the show. And I was wondering because I tagged Tim.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with Tim.
Yeah. And
he saw the post and he didn't say anything.
Interesting.
Like he didn't reply to me or nothing.
He's just taking the free promo.
And I get to the show and I'm talking to Bong Young, and then he's like, and then I see Toby walk in the door.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, where you at tonight? What are you saying? He's like, no, I'm on the show.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, wait. I go to Bong Young. I'm like, so is Tim on the show? He's like, no. So when we made the poster, we thought it was Toby. They put the picture of Tim Blair on the poster thinking it was Toby. And they put the picture of Max on the poster thinking it was this dude who I just met. So apologies for not remembering your name. I just met you, but you're a cool guy, funny guy. And then Tamara is on the show and she shows up later because she's bouncing around shows. And I'm just like, she's just like, where's Tim? Or something like, I'm like, there he is. And I just, it's Toby. Like, bro, that's some of the most, I haven't seen that in a while, if ever, maybe. But they're Asian, so they get away with it. They're fun-loving Asian dudes. And yeah, the show was fire. They produced some great shows, and they're super funny. Yeah. The whole night was stacked with just really funny people. They sold it out. Deshaun showed up.
Okay, sick.
He was supposed to, like, they gave him 5 minutes, but he wasn't making it on time. So then they run to the end of the show. I close it out, and then I walk to the back, and me and Deshaun, like, as soon as, me and this guy have to do something. Okay. Like, it's happening. We're already kind of like starting to get the talks in the works, but there's just like a comedy chemistry there. And he's just, bro, he went up and he didn't have a joke in his bag at all, but he acknowledged it. He's like, I don't got no jokes. And when I tell you, bro, like, he tore the room down. Dang. And he just started, you want to see real roast comedy? Yeah. He just started going at the audience. He's like, I can't even remember what the fuck, just like going in on this one guy who looked like a dork. But like, it's not like it was mean. Mm-hmm. It was just like accurate. Yeah. And he just kept going through the crowd and just torched the flipping room down. Sick. And this is after I just gone up and done my thing. So like, that's what me and him, I'm like, okay, there's something to this dynamic. we haven't really put pen to paper yet, but like there has to be some sort of joint show that happens out of that combo. But yeah, go support live comedy. That's my week in comedy. I'll be at the corner tonight. We'll recap it next week, and then I'll make sure to hit up. I'll hit up CFTA. Is this Joe's last week?
That was.
Damn. All right, my bad. Sorry, Joe. But yeah, what'd you do this week?
I did Canvas on the Wednesday, and with that particular one, I realized that I was on my last joke and I hadn't seen the light yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, why did that go by so fast? And then afterwards I realized I missed like a whole section.
Nice.
Of jokes. So
Did you panic?
No.
Okay.
I got the light and I finished my joke. I finished at like 4 minutes 30.
Okay. So you had another 30 seconds to play with, but how much of your set did you miss? And did you replay it in your mind? Like, how did you forget to say? Well, because that happens all the time. Like, you find that happens all the time.
Well, because I said some jokes and like, I was kind of like laughing with the audience, right? And we're like going back and forth. And then I just went into the joke after, like I have the opening joke and then I have another set of jokes, but I went to joke 3 and I just skipped over 2.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Because 2 I'm still kind of working on. I'm still working on all of them, but like.
I see what you mean. The other stuff is more established. So it was probably just like rhythm.
Yeah, but even then, like usually I go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I find where that happens to me the most is when I like you stray from the path, right?
Well, that's what happened. I strayed from the path.
You start talking to the audience or whatever,
and
then you're either like, oh shit, like, and this is all processing in your brain. It's like, oh shit, do I go back or subconsciously you just move forward?
I didn't realize that I missed it until I got, like I said, I'm on my last joke.
Yeah.
And usually I've already got the light by then. So when I'm here, but I'm like, why I didn't get the light yet? Then I'm like, why did that go by so fast? And then it was after the set, because then I went to another show afterwards.
That's so funny.
And then I'm like, oh,
I love this thing, man.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love all the. I don't know how to describe how it's all interlaced. Like, other than the fact that progress is progress. And it doesn't matter that if it's comedy progress, gym progress, work progress, money progress, like progress is progress. And I think your brain just, you know what? Progress is actually too specific. Experience.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like, I know that could be like, it can get very broad, but honestly, like everything is just an experience.
Yep.
Do you feel like you're at the point now where you don't feel like, do you still feel like you're doing comedy?
What? I don't get that question.
Because to me, I don't feel like there's a separation anymore. Life and comedy are not separate. I don't go up there and I'm like, I'm doing a set. I'm a comedian. Like, there is none of that anymore. I don't need to flick a switch anymore. Like, there is a natural like difference.
So I'll say this.
It's like just so second nature to me now that it. So and like, let me fully expand on this thought. It's like when I progress on stage, it like feeds into my life, and my brain is like, this is how you also progress in finance or work or life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this experience correlates to this.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, there's no difference here. It's just all experience now for me.
Yeah.
Is that, I know it's hippy dippy shit. But.
Yeah. I'm not at that level yet because it's not as integrated to like into my, even though like I'll just say all I did was comedy this week and I didn't really do anything else. It's still not like,
it's not second nature yet. You're like working at it.
Well, I'm still, because I'm working on new bits and stuff like that. But I mean, like, you've been doing it for over 10 years. So at this point, it's a part of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would say the same thing for me for like gaming, because I've been doing it for so long.
I wouldn't even say part, because part is separation. That's what I'm saying.
No,
it is just life.
It's a part of it. It's not.
Okay, I see what you're saying. It's all intertwined.
Yeah,
it's all intertwined.
Exactly. Whereas for me, I've only been doing it for a year.
Yeah.
So it's still like, it's still trying to figure out how to osmosis and blend in.
Yeah, you are eject. eject Interstellar when he's going into the Tesseract. You're still in that dissension mode. You haven't ejected from the friggin' ship yet. You know what I mean? There's still that, because there's still so many processes. Okay, damn, this is gonna be so specific. You have to see Interstellar. I just know this guy has seen it.
Yeah.
When he goes into the anomaly, which is just a Tesseract.
He goes into the black hole.
Into the black hole, which sends him to the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's in the ship and he has to get eject. Is like, but once, like, there's that whole process of, okay, now you're free falling, and then he gets into the Tesseract, and even that's jarring once he's first in it. And then there's that moment of like equilibrium or calibration.
No,
where he centers out.
I would say I've ejected from the seat because
you started.
So the start is even just going into the black hole. That's the start of it.
I could actually just be getting into the ship.
Say that again.
That might just actually be getting into the ship. That might not even be the black hole part yet.
Okay, for me,
we're such nerds.
Okay. If we're getting real about it,
yeah.
For me,
get real.
When I left the job, that's going into the black hole.
Ooh. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the real scary part. Like, you're going fully into the unknown because you don't know what happens when you go past the event horizon.
When you quit your job.
I'm talking about the black hole, but it's funny you thought that I'm talking about the job. You get what I'm saying?
That's funny.
So that's where I say, like, okay, that's kind of where that moment was.
Okay.
Right? So right now, I'm like just catching my breath. So you ejected, and
you hear him breathing. Yeah.
Like that's right where I'm at.
Right before he gets into the Tesseract.
Exactly. Right.
So what do you consider the moment of getting in the Tesseract? Is that like your first good 5, your first good 10, your first like what in your mind, what is that moment? Turning the corner. Or what's a goal that you're marching towards?
I would say when you get to 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you get asked to do like middling spots around places. Because you've kind of stabilized at that point.
Yeah.
But you haven't solved the puzzle.
Absolutely. You know,
right? You're stable now and you can breathe.
Yeah.
But now that's like, okay, now you got to start figuring out why do I see this bookshelf everywhere? And that's building like that from 15 to like an hour, like special.
I want to pause on this for a second because that specific, like I'm at like the next evolutionary step of that, where I have the time, I have the skill, and when people give me the opportunity, I'm headlining. Mm-hmm. But it's like getting the majority of the scene to perceive me that way is such a slow process. Mm-hmm. It's like, nigga, I'm headlining. It's like, you can keep asking me to do these other spots.
Yeah.
But it's like eventually, and you know what happens? Eventually you just get more and more headlining spots.
Yeah. And
then there's a string of like consistent spots. And then all of a sudden people are just constantly seeing your name, like headlining here. And now I'd still say it's like 70-30, but more people now see me as being capable of headlining a show.
Yeah.
More people like the Free Times Cafe show. I was supposed to go like second, but there was a bunch of, he's like, I need you to close out strong for me, please. Yeah. So it's like that. I'm like, okay, we're there. But it's like, so now industry, how far industry do I want to go? How, like, I would still, I know that my name has been out there. I've been asked to do the festivals and all that stuff. Like I have the emails and all these things. So I know.
Yeah. You just found out that the secret is love. Back to Interstellar, like you find out it's love. It's like, not how do I transmit this message? That's where you're at, because that's where like the business side.
Yeah,
of you're like, how do
fire?
How do I get this message out?
Comedy Interstellar, bro, or something. Interstellar comedy. Type that down. That's the episode title. Do you have one other show you want to highlight before we move on to the next segment, or do you have anything else you want to highlight in your week?
I mean, so I did one thing that I've been trying to work on.
Yeah.
And Kenny has told me this like a few times.
Salutes to OG Kenny Robinson.
When I get on stage,
yeah,
I'm more chill on stage than I am off stage. Does that make sense?
You're more chill on stage.
Yes.
Than when you get off stage. Like you're too relaxed on stage.
Yeah.
You're not, yeah. I know what that means.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, especially in the context of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
You talk to me when I do my comedy. Every time I hear that word, I'm like, shit, I can't. That Asian lady. You talk to me when I do my comedy. I know what you mean. I didn't have that problem. I was fast, and obviously, nigga, I said the N-word a lot.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say nigga, and then I did something else.
Like those are, and I smoked too much weed. And would go up, and it took me forever to realize just how much that detracted from like this.
Yeah.
You know, like I need the energy. I'm doing myself a disservice by like not giving myself the energy at least to regulate.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
At least go up there having the energy reserve in the bank, like in the tank.
Yeah.
And then if I want to turn it all the way up, do
Yeah.
it. But like even my base level of like delivery and everything is just so much more crisp and present and clear and aware.
Yeah.
The less high I am. So like an hour before stage, I won't do it. But yeah, that's just my.
Well, so to that point, so Kenny's always saying like, you gotta get that energy up. Like you gotta.
That's so funny.
You
That's
know?
so funny. Yeah.
Because like I'm just like, and I don't smoke before I don't drink. Like I go up, but.
And you don't smoke, and you go up with less energy. That's so weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like right now, the way I'm talking to you, I don't get that way on stage.
Comfort.
It's because I'm not as comfortable yet.
Comfort. Yeah.
So that's something that I have been working on. Also, I'm gonna be hosting the workshop show, the student show.
Monday?
It's gonna be on Friday, May 2nd.
Nighttime?
Yeah. 7 to 9.
I'll make sure I'm there.
It's $5.
Well, okay. Well, wait, where is this?
It's at where they do the workshop.
Kenny's show. Like at Kenny's thing?
It's where we
The
do
bookstore.
Yes, it's at the
Okay.
bookstore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll try and what day?
Friday, May 2nd.
Oh, I'm booked. I'm like,
I'm
wait.
headlining.
I'm like, oh, wait. Hopefully it's in where am I? May 2nd. Is it Tamara's show or is it the other one? No, it's Cliff. Yo, I'm at Comedy Lab.
Okay, just down the street.
I'm down the street. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to make it. Hopefully I'm not. What time is it?
7 to 9.
2-9. Wow.
Yeah.
2-hour show?
Well, because there's like 12 comedians on there.
Oh, and it's all students, like a student showcase. I get
Yeah.
it. That's nice. Okay. Yeah, that's this week's comedy recap, ladies and gentlemen. Again, go support live comedy wherever you are. The next great is right around the corner from you. And all people need is some support. And you'd be surprised if you're the type of person that mostly just watches comedy online or through clips or whatever. It's such a different experience live. Go check that
Yeah,
out.
and a friend of mine, he only really watched it online, and I told him to come to the mic to see like what comedy is really like.
Yeah.
And he's laughing when people are bombing. I'm like,
It's
dude,
yeah. There's so many different aspects. I mean, that, yeah, you can't, yeah. But everybody likes to see people. That's just inherent in human nature.
That
you know what I mean?
video
You like to see people fail in public. It's odd.
that video that I showed you,
Yeah.
From the mic, he took that video because he's like said, "Is like look at this."
He sent you a video of someone bombing. That's so funny. Oh,
No, he was gonna send it to a friend. I'm like, "Yo, send me that video."
that's so funny. But yeah, it's gonna wrap up that segment and into the next, ladies and gentlemen, in these Comedy Skreets. Week to week, Dante and myself hit up Reddit mostly and check out the comedy portions of the website, see what people are up to in the world of comedy, and give our 2 cents. This week is no less with the headline reading. Interested in doing comedy, but worried about my digital footprint, which, you know, we'd like to talk about being on the digital friggin' platforms nowadays, and, you know, my opposition to that and all the blah, 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 blah. So I thought this would be a good one to read this week. So once again, interested in doing comedy, but worried about my digital footprint. It was posted by Screaming Goat 42. Once again, just regular words. Thank you. Freaking Cuck Central 88. That wasn't even it, but he's forever like Cuck Central 88. Whoever that was. I'm interested in doing comedy, but I'm worried that if I joke about sensitive subjects, drugs, race, sex, etc., that it will show up on future job applications and I will be rejected from jobs. I see so many comedians joking about stuff like this, and I wonder how they were able to get their career without worrying about being blacklisted from the job market. How do you guys joke about such subjects without being blacklisted from jobs? Most people that get into comedy, and I'm speaking as one of those people, are losers. We don't want a job. Bro. Job, this is it. You're either in or you're out, bro. Money, making money, throw that shit out the window for years. Being good, what the hell even is that for the first 10 years? Get out of here with good. Success? How do you even spell success in the first 5 years? Trash. You got anything to add?
Don't post your stuff online.
Yeah, like I think that was pretty straightforward. Like, are you trying to be a comedian? If so, then you'll probably continue to find things that are more in line with that. Although, I guess being 14 years in, I didn't have to worry about this as much.
Yeah.
It started when I, was like 5 years in. It started becoming a thing. It's like, well, watch what you post and stuff. I don't know. I've never really worked a type of job where it's like high security or whatever.
I have.
You have?
That's why I left.
So you're a good person to talk to about this.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You left for that reason? Because you didn't want them to see something and just say anything to you?
That's part of it. Like
wow, okay.
The job wasn't as fulfilling as I thought it would be.
Yes. Okay. Roadmap to being a comedian. Check one. Yep. Hate regular jobs. Continue.
It's an office like setting.
Check two.
And like, you try jokes in the office here and there and da.
And it's regular boring people that don't.
I was smashing, bro. With the
at the water cooler talk?
Yeah, just with the weakest stuff. There's this old guy. He's like, yeah, when I first got my license, I'm like, you have to get a license to ride a horse? I'm like, and he's like, like he was just dying of laughter. Like, because I said he was old.
Okay, wait though. Extrapolate that data.
Mm-hmm.
That is most audiences and a lot of comedians.
Okay.
Base level humor. Do you not see why I have such an internal struggle?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the funniest people are the ones that are artists about it.
Yeah.
The basic people are the basic people and they find the basic things funny. That's why the basic comedians will say the basic things to those basic audiences. And it's like, oh my God, he's freaking the greatest in comedy.
But also, because then like they started, you gotta add your pronouns in your email signature. And like, so like the office culture started to get more woke and more woke. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do comedy, I can literally say anything, and they're like, get him out of here. Yeah. So let me get
myself out of here.
Yeah. Let me jump into this black hole. Go to the unknown.
Yeah, that's the way.
It's better to leave than to get fired. You know what I mean?
No blemish on your resume or whatever. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
and that is the artist way. I made my boss cry. I'm naive because I quit a really good job. Like years when I first got into comedy,
yeah,
I had a great job that if I was smart, I should have wrote it out another like 2-3 years and just kept banking.
Yeah.
Because I was able to bank and I was 2 years into comedy. Mm-hmm. But because, bro, I knew from the first time I picked up the mic, that was the rest of my life. I knew it.
Yeah.
So a year goes by and now 2 years in and I'm like, all I'm hearing, and specifically there's this one like Eddie Murphy when he was on the Arsenio Hall show. It's a famous clip. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you have to quit. Like, there is no plan B. That type deal. You have to be all plan A, and if you give yourself a plan B, then you'll fall back on plan B every time. And I heard that, and I almost wish, like it's good advice if applied at the right time. I think you also have to be prepped, and I didn't prep myself properly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm all in. Mm-hmm. And I saved up a decent enough chunk to where I can just go for a year.
Yeah.
I was living at home still. So it was like I didn't have that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know enough. I was still so brand new.
Yeah.
I had made more inroads in comedy, but I didn't progress to the point where, and of course I wasn't going to the point where I was going to live off of it.
Yeah.
Especially in Canada.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that yet. I was still that naive.
Yeah.
And that's why, that's why I also wish, and last week I said this, I speak to comedians now that are coming up and tell them things I wish I had heard.
Yep.
Because damn, bro, it takes nothing for somebody who has been doing it longer than you to approach you, especially if they see something in you and just help you in any way.
Yeah.
Not like just be yourself on stage or what. No, like some real life shit. Help me navigate through this weird system of ego and bullshit and politics.
Because I'm editing like the next episode of Black Zeus the show.
Yeah.
And we're talking to Chris about it. And he was saying how like
salutes to Chris Robinson.
He was saying that like I didn't want any responsibility, so I left my job at HMV when they wanted to promote me to be a manager. He's like, well, I didn't think that I could balance doing comedy and being a manager at HMV. When he for sure could have.
Yeah, 100%.
Saved up money that way.
100%. Especially at that time too, when he had started. Back then, it was still flip phones, bro.
Yeah.
Like we were still on crazy. Blackberries and shit. So it wasn't people posting everybody's life online or like right in the pussy like that guy, and then you get fired or whatever from your job. You don't remember that became a trend? The one guy who went, it wasn't even real.
He went.
The original clip isn't even real. Right in the pussy. It was like a sketch or whatever. And then people just started doing that on live news. Yeah. And then they would get fired at their real job. I'm like, that's what this person's worried about. 100%. Doesn't want to say right in the pussy on stage, which probably will. But let's read some of these comments before we move on to the next thing. You hit up the first few that you like.
Don't worry, no one will watch your clips.
Where's the Tony one that you saw?
Just don't go and kill Tony. You'll be fine.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
I know you want fame, but you do have to weigh that thought. If I get pulled on the bucket, I get on Kill Tony. People say the craziest things, and straight up Tony has been like, I have IRS people that watch the show. Why are you...
Yeah.
He doesn't stop you from saying stuff about you like all that stuff. Yeah. He doesn't stop you from saying...
Well, even Jared Blair, they talked about this on the podcast. One of their sponsors...
The Kill Tony.
No.
Jared's.
One of Jared's sponsors, like Jared and Blair, for the shows that they do.
Yeah.
One of their sponsors were like, we're not going to work with you anymore because of what Tony said.
Damn.
And Jared has been on Kill Tony.
And yeah, he's associated with it at this point. He's part of the history.
But it's not even something Jared said.
It was something that Tony said specifically.
It's not. It's just that it's Tony.
Yeah, no, it was something that Tony said that the person didn't like, is what you're saying.
I think it's just
not Jared.
I think like even just like he performed at a Trump rally. Not even for what he said, but just him.
But just his political alignment. Yeah, like I don't know. Things are again. We're removed. Art is dead, bro. People look for reinforcement. That's my gripes, bro. That's my gripes with all this shit. Nobody's in it to just be an artist and be okay with the fact that not every like this whole building your audience thing is so fake because there's algorithms at play. So to build an audience, if I do certain things, I build an audience. Now you see why so many people do like generic things over and over. Mm-hmm. Y'all niggas are fake. It's just the majority of people are fake. Thank God we're building an audience and we're saying what we're saying up front. Mm-hmm. If you're with it, much love and respect. You're probably an open-minded person who thinks before they speak. Let's read one more and get out of here.
Stage name, don't record your sets. You got this on lock. Stage
name. Yeah, it's gonna do it for in these Comedy Skreets this week because we got another segment to wrap up the show funny. Here. Nigga, let me wrap up cleanly.
I thought this was funny because this goes into what you're saying.
What?
Make the jokes funny. If you're funny, then okay. But if you're just
okay, but your timing was just crazy, especially for a comic. As I'm speaking, you're gonna start freaking. This is a friendship. This is a real friendship. Don't worry about us. Worry about yourself. That's it for Indies Comedy Skreets, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna move on to something we haven't done in a minute, but it's time for UFC 315 Muhammad versus De La Maddalena. What the frig? De La Maddalena? Did someone pull out? Was that always the fight?
It was supposed to be Sean Brady.
What? What happened?
He fought Leon Edwards.
So this was always the fight for Montreal? Live from Montreal, it's the sleeper hit of the century, ladies and gentlemen. I heard that Bilal's been threatened that if he pulls out of this, they're gonna take his belt. They really don't want that guy with the belt. But we're gonna do our UFC preview for this month's event. Nigga, what the hell is happening? You're killing me, Petey. All right, maybe I do need the soundboard back. Oh shit! What were you gonna say?
It's because he's Palestinian.
I didn't want to say it, but they took his flag. Wait, scroll down. Is his flag there?
Yeah. Oh, it is.
They put it back. Way to go. Maybe watch it just be for us, like not in the US.
Yeah.
We need a VPN. But yeah, we'll do our recap starting with the early prelims. Obviously, Dante here is the pro pick guy. He watches everything from the fight nights. Well, actually, he only watches the fights. But every fight. I watch the main fights. I watch some fight nights here and there, but I love the pageantry of things. I'm a wrestling fan, so I watch the prelims and the friggin' all that stuff, the press conferences and all that stuff. So between the two of us, it's a good a casual and pro takes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what looks good on the early prelims?
This seems pretty decent. Marc-Andre Barriault versus Bruno Silva.
Okay. Why do you say so?
Because Mark, he's he's an endurance fighter. So he'll just keep pushing the pace on you.
Okay. Oh, he's Canada too. Oh, of course, it's in Montreal, so there's gonna be a ton of Canadians.
Yeah.
You want to travel? You want to go 6 hours, 5 hours?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
We'll look up tickets after this.
Oh, they're expensive.
Ah, bro. TKO, man. When Randy Orton says he's embarrassed by hearing $30,000 ticket prices from a group of fans,
That's
the
for
business.
The whole group, though.
30,000. They weren't in the front. They didn't get a take-home chair. 30,000 for 4 people.
Okay,
bro.
Where did they come from?
No,
How
for
much
the tickets, for the show tickets.
That's all.
Just the show tickets.
Okay.
I saw the packages, bro. The packages were crazy, and for the first time ever, the way the stage was built at WrestleMania this year, there were seats on the stage.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you know how much those cost?
$30,000 a ticket,
which is okay. I get it, but when I
want to be in the fireworks.
But when the nosebleeds are just south of 1,000, that was never, bro. This is not about the fans anymore. No. It's not. It's about rinse TKO. I'm watching wrestling,
but
let me get this out. It's still real to me, damn it. I'm watching wrestling be product wise as good as it has ever been. Mm-hmm. Just the product is on fire, but that's mainly because I think the people in charge are the ones that grew up really loving it. Vince McMahon is now gone, and it is a corporate company for real. And you can see at every corner of the ring, everywhere there's ads everywhere.
Yeah,
they're saying ad reads on the mic.
They have Prime bottle.
It is so over commercial.
And the guy that owns Prime is a wrestler.
If you're a Netflix person and you're promoting and you have something coming up on Netflix, they just cram you on Netflix now. Because Monday Night Raw is WrestleMania. Well, not WrestleMania, but the nights before is all the Netflix comedians Burt Kreischer, Tony Hinchcliffe. They had Andrew Schultz when it was in New York and stuff. It's just which lets you know what kind of comedians they are. Mainstream corporate style.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not speaking out my ass when I say what I say, bro. I watch things and it's things align. And anyways, back to the UFC. Get the ticket prices lower, TKO. You're garbage, but you don't care. You're making record profits. You don't care. That was my rant. I apologize. Nothing else on Andrade versus
Jasmine Jasdovicius. Okay. I mean, should be a decent fight.
Okay. Modestas
Bukauskas.
Okay. Nothing. Not really interested?
No.
Okay. Mike Malott,
he was the guy that everyone was going to say, he's the
next Canadian.
He's the next guy. He's the next GSP. and then he gassed out against Neil Magny.
So hopefully he has a good showing
And
here.
you probably don't know.
I don't know Charles Radke.
No, you remember him.
Do I?
Yeah, because he's the guy that's like, oh, and every one of you are all a bunch of.
Oh, that's crazy. Yes. UFC will put anybody in that cage. That's so funny. After what Bryce said, you could pretty much say anything.
Yeah. Benoit Saint Denis versus Yoel Alvarez. Should be a decent fight.
Those look like two blockheads. They just look like they would.
Yeah, there used to be a guy named Shoeface.
I remember
Because
this.
he had like a.
Oh, no, I'm thinking Shoe Nice, the guy who would just drink anything.
Oh, and he would eat like a bottle of Vaseline. Eat a tub of Vaseline. Ew.
4 jugs of vodka in like one sitting, all the rubbing alcohol and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that guy still alive? Anyways, UFC.
I'm going to pick Benoit Saint Denis on this one.
Okay. Do you see it going all the way?
No.
Fair enough.
Benoit is not a guy that goes all the way. He's like, he'll like die in a shield type guy.
1 minute man.
Like he'll fight for 2 rounds, but that 3rd round he's gassed.
All right. That sucks. Hopefully that changes, but probably harder to as you get older.
Alexa Grasso versus Natalia Silva. That
should be a banger.
I'm surprised they have Grasso underdog. That's crazy.
Would that be the one to bet on? Make some money, you think? Or would it still be close? You're just shocked that she's that much of an underdog.
She was the champion. How can you be the champion and now you're the underdog against number 5?
Well, I don't know much about Silva. Is she a better prospect? Like, has she been performing better?
Yeah, but she was just the champion. So she's literally just number 1.
And she still is. She still is number 1.
No, well, she's number 2 technically. Shevchenko's number 1.
Yeah, but they don't count champ as number 1, right? They're just
the
champ.
best.
They're just a champ. Yeah.
So they're number 1.
They're champion. So like they're not.
So
bro,
they're 0?
They're so good. They're not even. Bro, you're above numbers. Everybody else is trying to get to above numbers.
I know, but
that's why the rankings work. Are you arguing me? But the ranking literally says she's number 1. She's not champ. That's what it is.
I know, but that's because she's the first in line. But she's not number 1.
No, she's not the best. The champ is the best.
And the best is usually number 1.
But not number 1 in line.
Yeah, I know, because they're not in line.
So the ranking is just in line.
I know. That's why I said she's first in
This
line.
UFC coverage sucks.
But she was just the best.
I see what I see what you're saying.
And she only
you're
lost
making
to
the argument that
Shevchenko.
there's no way she's an underdog.
Yeah.
But again, doesn't it all depend on friggin' like what is she? I don't know if Silva's like record. Click on her record. What's she doing? Stoppages or KOs or like what's going on? Because again, it's
12 fight wins.
When we're talking odds, we're talking betting. Betting,
I know,
this is pure gambling at that point. It doesn't really like rankings. I would imagine are only a factor.
Decision.
Okay, all decisions.
KO.
But
like, okay, you KO Leonardo. Like, she's not even in the UFC anymore.
I mean, she has won every fight though.
Yeah, she's on 12 fight win streak.
Damn! There's your freaking odds right there. Vegas sees that and they're like, you know what?
Okay.
What's the chances that she's going to lose now? To be fair, though, unlucky number 13, right? Unlucky.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick Grasso on that one.
Okay.
This next one.
Jose Aldo is back.
Versus Ayman Zahabi.
Isn't Jose like making a run? Isn't he saying he's trying to make a run?
He's been trying to make a run.
I know, right? Like, do you see that happening?
No, he's actually not even on a run right now. He lost the last fight.
Yeah. All right.
And he lost to Merab. So he beat Martinez. Anyways, I really like this fight because one, like Ayman Zahabi's like one of those guys.
Prospect up and coming.
Well, you don't know who he is. You don't even. I said Zahabi. No lights went off. Zahabi is GSP's coach.
Shit, coach.
Yes. So that's his brother.
Like his brother.
That's his actual brother.
GSP's brother?
No.
His coach's brother.
Firas Zahabi is GSP's coach.
Oh, and this is his brother. Oh my God. So this is the next GSP in the making potentially.
Yes.
And he's repping Canada.
Yeah. They're Montreal guys.
Okay. All right. This might be the one I'm like really I'm all of a sudden really looking forward to this fight.
Yeah. So that's why I'm.
And who do you see winning?
I got
Avon. Zahabi?
Because one of the things that made GSP so good is game plan. And that comes from Faraz and his other coach. How am I forgetting his name? Damn, that's crazy that I'm forgetting his name right now.
That's fine. You've already proven.
It's not fine.
Yeah, I know. You've already proven you're a fight nerd. It's okay.
No, it's not fine.
I know it bothers you personally.
No, but you don't know. This guy's a legend. How am I forgetting his name?
Basrutin?
No. But he is bald.
That's funny. Is he
I gotta look this up.
Is he Gracie?
He trained under Renzo Gracie.
No, bro. I was trying to end this episode.
I know,
in the next 2 minutes.
No, but trust me. So that's.
This is so funny. No. We're literally on GSP's coach's website. Like, what are we doing?
No.
At least this is the UFC portion of the show. What are you doing?
It's important, trainer.
This is crazy. You're on the
John Danaher. Okay.
Click it so at least we can see the photo. This is wild. Oh, there's not even a photo.
No, because this guy, he trained Gordon Ryan, and Gordon Ryan is considered the best jiu-jitsu guy of all time.
Over a Gracie?
Yes, he destroys Gracie's. This guy.
Jeez, I don't know about this guy. What?
This is John. No images. So this is John Danaher.
Definitely bald.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like Professor X.
This guy's the best jiu-jitsu guy ever.
He's the coach.
The best. Okay.
And this guy right here.
There's a lot happening right now.
This is Gordon Ryan.
This guy. Best ever.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch some high-level jiu-jitsu later.
Right, so look at this. This is the fire. Look.
Oh,
Danaher, Faraz, and then GSP.
That's a gangster photo, too.
That's a gangster photo. So, anyways.
Yeah, let's get back to
That's who's training this guy.
Okay, this is over.
Damn. And Aldo's like a guy, but he's also
he's on the slide.
He's on the way out.
Yeah.
So
we love Aldo, man. All love and respect. But yeah, that is true. Valentina Shevchenko versus Manon Fiorot.
Yeah.
Manon Fiorot. That's very French. She looks very French.
Mm-hmm.
The return of the ballerina. What's up with
Black Widow?
What's up with your girl Shevchenko? You think she's retaining?
Yes.
Women's flyweight. What's the odds here? Plus 102 for Shevchenko.
Okay. Again, underdog. That's crazy to me.
You see this going all the way?
No. Actually, yes.
Decision?
Yeah. And unless Shevchenko gets the sub.
That would be,
highly probable against Manon, who's primarily a striker.
Oof. So that's probably how it ends right there.
Yeah. But what I'll say, because what Shevchenko did to Grasso, where she just held her down and just beat her up for 5 rounds, I could see that happening to Manon as well.
Okay. Looking forward to that one. And brings us to the main event of the evening. Bilal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. Jack Della Maddalena. Jack Della Maddalena. I got it. Jack Della Maddalena. It's almost like I'm making a beat. Anyways, minus 250 Bilal, plus 205 for Maddalena.
This makes sense.
That makes sense. Okay, is this going to be a snooze fest?
To everyone else.
Yeah. High level grappling going on here.
High level cardio.
High level cardio. So it's going all 5 rounds unless somebody gets subbed.
Yeah.
What do you see happening? Bilal retaining?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. He's a great fighter as much as he's boring or whatever, but he gets the job done.
Yeah.
I wonder what would have happened. How would have things looked if he didn't get his eye jammed out in that one fight?
Against Leon?
Yeah.
He was winning that fight.
He won that fight, bro. He was winning that fight.
Yeah.
So I wonder would people have hated him the way they do?
People have just always been memeing him for the longest time.
So interesting, bro. There's so much hate towards the guy.
And you know what? I think
he's just a regular dude.
He is a regular dude.
Yeah.
That's why they hate him.
Yo, you know what though? Those regular dudes do get a lot of hate. I remember DC got a lot of hate, and he was just a regular guy.
Yeah.
Probably because he went up against John Jones.
That's why he went up against John Jones, who's arguably the worst guy ever.
But the most beloved. That's how it goes. People love the bad guy.
Yeah, but he used to run people over and like hit pregnant women.
Unlucky number 13.
Yeah. Anyways.
Malachi! Shout out to Jason Rose. Yeah, so that wraps up UFC 315. I hope you guys enjoy the fights. That's also going to do it for this episode. We got shows and a life. You guys need to go live a life too. But before we say goodbye, any final words for the people?
Eject.
Where can people find you online?
You can find me online at Dante, CheZDANTE. Follow your boy.
Hey, I'm AKA Black Zeus and all the good stuff. But here's the place to be. Go check out the latest episode of Black Zeus' show on the channel right now. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. You made it all this way and you're not subbed. Weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Weird energy. Go support live comedy wherever it is. Leave a comment, get active, and let us know what you think. If you like it, if you don't like it, whatever, bro. Leave a down if you don't like it. Till next week, love y'all. This has been Black Zeus. This has been Black Zeus, the podcast, season 6, episode 16. Peace.
We gotta do the whole thing over again.
Do the whole episode again.
It's Hen Dog.
Black Zeus, the podcast, season 6, featuring Black Zeus and Dante, aka Black Zeus on YouTube